Alright, so what's going on, man? So I just got, ask you about this fitness, I just got a couple
Yes, sir.
questions for you.
All
So,
right.
what inspired you to start working out?
You said what inspires me?
Yeah, oh, yeah. What was the reason?
Oh man. I mean, I always thought like lifting weights and working out was cool, but like I used to play sports in school. You remember that? I used to play football and shit like that. And I used to be chubby at one point, and I was like, man, if I'm gonna compete with anybody, like I gotta turn some of this fat and muscle, start working out.
So you
And
speak a little louder, man.
how about now?
There you go.
Uh, like really, it started like the sports, me playing football and wrestling. And you remember my friend Chris that I grew up with?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he had a weight bench, and he was like, "Why don't you start working out with me?" I said, "All right, why not?" And started working out with him. Liked it. Talked to my mom and dad. They got me a bench for Christmas that year, and this was like eighth grade, and I just really never stopped, But I never would have imagined that I would take it as far as I have now. I always
Right.
enjoyed working
Right.
out, lifting weights, but I never thought I'd get into the sport of bodybuilding.
Okay. Okay. We started working out together. Like I was doing more cardio. You was more
Yeah.
about the weight. Like you did some cardio, but you was more about the weight.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Still am.
right.
you know,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
the,
Now I'm
the
more about the
cardio
weight.
now.
Yeah. So now we on the same page now as far as like us being both on the weight.
Yeah.
Um, like so what type of build did you want to be? Did you want to be did you want to be big like that? Did you want to be like
You mean like what
so
inspired me to do like bodybuilding? You mean?
yeah.
Um. Well, I mean like if I ever really get big like that, then I mean cool. But if it's not, like that's cool too. That's kind of the neat thing about the new classic physique revision that I'm competing at. They call it, because I'm home based bodybuilding is more like aesthetic guys and shit like that. It's still big, but it's like more aesthetic. It's more like appealing to the eye. And I kind of like that look a little bit more. But I had a gym teacher my senior year, and I'd be in the weight room every day, and he used to tell me all the time. He was like, "Man, I think you should compete." I'm like, nah, because when you think of bodybuilders, you think big ass guys. Like
Yeah,
I'm like a buck 70, buck 80. I'm like, there's no way. And even after I graduated, man, like he always told me, he'd always like be in my inbox. He'd be like, I still think you should compete. So I said, okay. And looked into it, found out there was a show in my hometown, and this was like 2015 when I found out. And I used to work for a store called Meyer, which is like Walmart, and I worked in the photo lab. And then somebody did a show and they developed the pictures, and I saw the pictures of those guys, and I said, man, you know what? I should have done the show because I could beat those guys. And
right. Right.
it's like the minute I decided to compete, like life was like, okay, well we're gonna test that theory, and like to sum it up, like I mean I had to go through hell just to make it on the stage in 2016 because like that whole situation where
Uh-huh.
I mean we'll talk about it more in depth on another time, but like where my ex-wife put me in jail on some false shit, and I had to get out and start over, and then like really like my biggest thing is why I still do it now is like my dad, because he passed away a month before my first show, and like the last I still remember the last conversation he
Uh-huh.
and I had, like I remember looking at him in his bed, and he was out, and like the last thing he asked me was when's the show, and I'm just like, I remember I couldn't answer him that way because to me I'm like, you're laying here literally dying, and you're asking me about my shit, so,
Right, right.
he passed, and, like, even the morning that he died, like, I still went to the gym, and I remember the guy at the counter was like, you shouldn't be here, and I said, well, my dad always taught me to finish something I start, so, I mean, I
So that
did,
was your,
and,
your dad was your inspiration.
yeah, like, he was like the cherry on top, so to speak, and then I ended up winning, so, even to this day, I think that's like my main motivation is like trying to keep him proud in a way, even though he's no longer here.
So let me ask you this: do y'all get paid money to do those
At
shows, or do y'all get sponsored? How does that work? Hey, yeah, work.
so
Look at it. I'm talking about.
at the professional level, you get paid. Before the pro level, however, you can get
Hey,
sponsorship.
hold on. Cuz, you're still
So
messing. You're still messing up. Yeah, you're
what
still
about now?
messing. All right, cool. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Um, so even like not at the pro level, you can get sponsored, especially like we live in the day and age of YouTube. Like, you can get money off of YouTube channels. So the pro level is where you actually make some money. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like, yes, the money is nice if you can get it, but it has to be like you have to do it for the enjoyment. You know what I mean? More so than the money. Like that shit. But to me, it's kind of like anything else in life. Like, like you don't really. I mean, you can get paid for going to college, but a lot of times you don't.
Right, right,
And
right.
especially like nowadays, like you spend more going to school than what you're gonna annually. So for that type of thing. So like you have to enjoy what you do, you know what I mean? But hopefully somebody will sponsor me.
Have you had any sponsors?
I had one. I still kind of sort of have one. It's a guy that was coaching me. I kind of promote his brand and whatnot, and like you ever seen like the cat here? It's like a mind, muscle, and strength hat. Kind of started his own thing, so like cat mind, muscle, strength hat.
Right,
So
right.
so like a lot of times like he'll help me out like with food and just little shit like that. Because I mean,
Oh,
dieting is
that's
expensive
oh, yeah, that's what's up. Cause I'm
as
hey, cause that was gonna be my next question though. Cause I know when y'all be trying to, what they call it when y'all be trying to plan y'all meals out. I know they
hell.
could be expensive.
Mhm. Yeah, man. I
Fish,
mean, like
chicken.
I spend,
Hey, cuz, your phone breaking up again, cuz.
I'd say probably like $200 every 2 weeks or so.
$200.
Yeah, but
Oh, hold on. What are you buying for $200, bro?
huh?
You said you spent $200 on food?
About every 2 weeks, like going. Well, I go to Costco, so I buy a lot of shit in bulk.
Damn.
But like, I won't quite say 200, maybe more like 150. 200, like if I really just load up. But like, you gotta think like the protein and shit, because like for me, for example, like I eat 5 times a day, like every 3 hours, and like each meal has like 6 to 8 ounces of protein. So that's a lot of food collectively. You know what I mean?
So, is that the diet that you just came up with, or that somebody told you got
Um, it's a combination. Like, 'cause the very first coach I had, like he's actually a pro, and he's a big believer in like low carb dieting, higher fat, and I found that my body does react to that best. Um, so like, but there again, like I'm not having anybody coach me right now, so it's kind of things I've learned. I'm like, okay, my body reacts best to like 6 ounces versus 8, or somewhere right in the middle is like 7. So it's like a combination of like having had a coach and just paying attention. You know what I mean?
Now,
Like
so
the diet I'm on right now, I wrote it up myself.
so the diet does it help you gain more muscle, or is that the diet you just eat on the regular?
The diet I'm on right now, I would say it helps me build muscle, but more or less it helps me preserve it because I'm trying to come down some while keeping as much muscle as I can. Like quite frankly, like when I'm in off season, like I'm not competing, I don't really diet. Like I know that sounds bad, but like when I'm in off season, like I eat everything. I eat anything and everything that I want, but like I don't go crazy. Like I'm not eating ice cream for breakfast every day and shit like that. Some people just go nuts.
Now I get exactly what you're saying. Cause, people that like people that go to the gym, you see them first couple months, and then you see them again, they get fat.
Yeah, and that's like lack of consistency, lack of discipline. Like I don't recommend everybody, in off season just like not stick to a plan because everybody can't do that. And that's kind of the fun thing is like, everybody's body's different. Like with how I said, I found out my body responds best. Yes.
Cuz I'm glad you said that though, man. It's like I've been trying to tell people. I got a lot of backlash on YouTube because I everybody's body is different. Like, I did a vegan diet, right? I did that. I've done it all on and off before, but I did it straight for like a good 3-4 months, right? And
Right.
for my results, a vegan diet is not healthy. And let me tell you why I said that, right? Let's say like, if you're naturally skinny, like I was, and then you're losing weight, vegan diet's supposed to clean out your body, right? Well, clean out your body, and you get the toxins out your body, take away the good stuff in your body, the good in your body. So that diet, for me, is not a diet that you're supposed to do for long term, in my opinion on that. What you think about the vegan diet, the vegetarian diet?
I agree with you. Like, I don't feel like it's something you should do long term. Cause it's like, I mean, yeah, you can do other things like, but like, in my opinion, in my experience, like, you can't quite get the same as if you were to eat some kind of meat. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't make the body process the same way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like in the long term, I feel like it could be very damaging because you're still missing so much essentials. Like I get the fundamentals of it, but I mean like that's not something I would do.
Exactly. But I did that, for discipline, but also, for other reasons, right? To see if it, work.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would ever do that again, to be honest with you. Not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to add fish back into my diet just to put on muscle. Like if you ever go back and watch that video, if you ever want to laugh, go back and watch that video I did.
Right.
Dr. Saban. I was skinny as hell, but I put back. I'm a loser now, but man,
Yeah, I remember you talking about fighting. I was like, damn, what did you do? You told me like vegan diet. I was like, oh shit.
exactly. I remember you saw me before I did it. I think you was working on, at the pizza spot right across from the
Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's another thing about discipline. Like, think about like, I'm a manager and a delivery driver at a fucking pizza place. I got pizza and shit around me all the time, and every day at work, like I'm bringing my food with me. So like, I'm still sitting there eating this chicken, asparagus, or whatever the fuck I'm eating, and I got all this pizza around me. You
Hey,
know, it's like,
hey, I do Postmate. So we on the same level. So I'm picking up food and it's the worst food you could ever eat, right? You
man,
know, I got my little nut, my little wall. You know, I eat walnuts. You know, I got my little
those are
walnuts
good.
just so I can stay away from it.
Yeah,
So
walnuts are
let,
great.
let me ask you this, cousin.
Okay.
So what foods would you recommend that people should stay away from if it's diet?
Foods that people should stay away from if they're on a diet.
If they, let's say if they want to lose weight, you know, they want to trim up, lose some body fat. What foods should they stay away from?
Processed foods for sure. I mean, like that's a big one. Um, it's kind of tricky to say because like it goes back to everybody's body's different. Like, okay, like some people will tell you to stay away from, like whole wheat, stay away from like breads and pastas and shit, right? But like my body metabolizes whole wheat pasta and whole wheat bread, and I still get into shape. So again, it's kind of like what does your body react to? What does it not work to? But I would definitely say processed food because it's a bunch of fillers and shit. Um, Sugar is tricky because there's sugar in fruit. Fruit can be good for you. Um, I would just say putting a lot of shit in moderation for sure. It just depends on your goals. Like if your goal is to do a bodybuilding show like mine, then I mean you kind of have to stay away from a lot of shit. Period for a minute. But like if you're just trying to lose weight, you know, yeah, processed food, something with just a fuck ton of sugar, But I mean have it in moderation too, so you don't go crazy. That's fine. And in a way, that can actually help your body metabolize shit because after a while, sometimes I don't know if you ever notice, but like you ever notice like you diet, you lose weight, and you kind of get stuck, like your body doesn't want to lose anymore.
Yep,
You
exactly.
like, yep. So like, I'll have a cheat meal every now and then. If my body does that, and it makes my body go, well, what the fuck? We're eating clean, and here you go eating this greasy shit. I have to work harder. So like, even if I have a cheat meal with some strategy behind it, you know, but nothing processed. Ugh. Hell no. All the salt and filler and no. I mean, stay away from dairy if you're lactose intolerant.
Of course, yeah.
you know, I'm not a big fan of the whole like if it fits your macros thing.
Hmm.
And maybe because of the extreme that I diet, because if you fit your macros is simply, oh, I can eat anything as long as it's within my calories and shit. And
Yeah, that shit don't work.
that's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's bullshit to me.
'Cause I've done a lot of females that tried to do that, and they could. It never worked.
No, to me that's
Well,
laziness.
hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this much. It does work, but it's kind of ugly because, like, okay, it don't give you this one you need. I'm saying like that, but it does work because I tried it and I did literally. It does work, but
Oh yeah,
I just think it's best to try to stay away.
Just what?
best to kind of just like eat clean, period, just as much as you can. It works, but I feel like it makes you hit plateaus more frequently because, like like you said, it takes away the discipline aspect, and it's like, yeah. And most people they're not used to actually eating, clean food, so it just makes your body react differently, more efficiently if you do it that way. That's just my opinion, though. But I mean, the shit does work, but not if you're trying to be competitive like me.
Oh no, you putting all that. It always go back to your diet.
Yeah,
If you eating trash, and you getting them same calories, whatever
exactly.
you wasting your time. Cause like a lot of like going back to the women I was talking about, like one lady, she would eat crystals. She's like, all right, I got my calories into that. I'm like, but you ate crystals, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it seems like when you eat stuff like that, it makes you feel like shit. You know, you feel like you want to crash more. You know what I mean?
I eat it because it makes me tired. If I eat this like you know,
I'm sorry, so it's like your segment that you get.
you talking about me, Malcolm?
Yeah. Why we can hear you.
Shit.
All right, my better.
There you go.
All right. So, hey, cousin, what you think about intermittent fasting? What you think about that?
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Now that's like basically eating all your food before a certain time of the day, right? Basically.
Yeah. Like if you eat between like 2 and 8, you know, stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I mean, like in my personal experience, like I found like a lot of people will tell you should do cardio on an empty stomach. I mean, like I've gotten in shape doing it on an empty stomach or doing it whenever, just as long as I got it in. And like a lot of times they'll tell you shouldn't lift weights on an empty stomach. I do that shit all the time. It's effective. It's kind of the same concept. You know, it's just like I feel like it's more brutal because if you get all your meals in, like say you know you eat every 2 hours, you get all your meals in, and then you eat nothing for like 12 hours. You know, it really kind of literally makes your body starve in a way. And it's like, oh shit, I'm hungry. And say it's like 4 o'clock and your meals are done and you can't eat till like 8 in the next morning. I mean, I kind of feel like long term it might be kind of bad. It just depends on who the individual is. But I mean, and also depends on like your schedule because most people who do that are people that have crazy schedules. You know, they're just crazy busy. So I don't think it's kind of be cautious. I feel like you would definitely need supplementation, and not like steroids or anything like that, but like you know, like branched chain amino acids, for example.
Right.
That's why my water is pink. I get asked that question at work every day. Why is your water pink? And I told them that, you know, because having those aminos is kind of like it's like having a savings account. You know, at age recovery, it's like essential vitamins. So it kind of helps things go. So when your body kind of gets into starvation mode, it kind of eat away at that first versus your actual muscle and shit. All right, man, take it easy. I think it's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I do it.
I seen videos on YouTube. People been saying like by them like fasting and like probably once a day. A lot of people been cured from diabetes and stuff like that because you know by them fasting. You know, so that what they said. I'm trying it right now, see how they go for me. But they said when people do the fasting thing, it works out. Everybody speaking good of it.
Yeah. So I said, well, there are different, but what I for a long time, no.
No, I would definitely say short term. Like I said, you're like it's kind of like you're fighting your body after a while. It's like sometimes if you're hungry, you know, and it's like if you can't eat for like 16 hours, it's kind of like.
But think about this though. Think about all that food you have deposited in your body that's in there. By you not eating, it kind of wait. That's how people get all this colon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely good for flushing you out.
Like, I think, like you said, though, I think it's good for a certain amount of time. But it's all about balance. You can't do it all the time, all your life.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Balance.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people really forget that aspect. Like everything you do in life requires balance.
All right, all right. I'm glad you said that because I'm about to take this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this thing left. So, would you recommend people staying away from watching porn, jacking out when they working out? Hello.
So would I
I,
recommend them doing what?
I said, would you recommend people staying away from watching porn and stuff like that when they working out?
Watching porn when they're working out?
Well, I'm saying like you know how like some people like they'll work out, and well even if they not working out, but I'm just saying like people watch porn. But I know people that watch porn and work out, and I know porn that watch about that porn because they ain't gotta say it, and that can weaken you. So you can lose a lot of testosterone. You recommend people not watch like that?
Like what exactly do you mean? That's kind of like a weird question.
I told you I was gonna take it left.
Yeah.
What I'm asking
I,
is, go ahead.
I think what he's saying is, you working out and getting your body right. Do you
Mm.
think? Do you suggest that people just watch porn, like a fast of not watching porn and trying to get their mind right with it? Because by you ejaculating and doing all that stuff, it lowering your testosterone and all that stuff with your body. I think that's what you're saying, cuz.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. hmm.
Or you don't think it really matters.
He contemplating. I don't know.
You mean like ejaculating before you work out or whatever? Are you talking about like actually or
I think it's period before or
period?
after. I think it's period.
Oh, you mean before or after does it affect your testosterone?
Yeah. Well, we asked you like, do you recommend people not to if they're working out?
No, fuck that.
All right, cool.
No, because like I've heard that theory. I mean, like I don't think it makes a difference. Shit, a lot of times that shit motivates me. Like
That
I'll
man
go and get,
crazy. Hey,
like
why you would take it so long to answer? I was like, this is gonna be a hard question.
no, because like I had to really think about like what I had to think about what he was saying. Like, no, I mean, shit, sometimes I'll go and get mine and then come here and like be ready to just.
This man right here, oh man, he got wiped down all the German cities.
But I mean, like I wouldn't do it at the gym, like But...
No, that's not what we were asking. No.
Yeah, that's what.
I hope you ain't
That's what I
that
thought.
tribal.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. I was like,
No.
what?
We weren't asking that. We were just talking about period. If it was about period. Because a lot of people. Well, I guess a lot. I know some people that watch females and males tell the difference when they come inside the gym. They try to get their workout on.
Oh no, I don't. Like a lot of times, it makes my ass ready to go after it more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm one of those people though. Like I get kind of irritable. Like if I can't get none, it's like shit.
But I ain't gonna lie, it was a period. I had like a drought period one time, and I was up there in Nashville. When I worked out, that was way better than doing that. So I just felt like, working out supposed to be like a distraction. How I feel, but I guess it's all on the people. I guess.
Hey, no, I agree with you, though, man. I agree with you. When I be working out, I be. It make me feel
Because
good.
I be so focused. I be like, all right, I'm finna do next. I'm like,
porn and you're working out. So,
Oh, you said people watching porn freaking hour.
Yeah, because you said you know people that do that. Now that's bad to me. Like,
Man, hey, I might have to change membership, bro. It be niggas,
I mean,
they be in there watching videos, bro. I'm just gonna leave it right there, bro. I be like, bro.
Why?
like, I
Why?
mean, like if you can't separate the two for like an hour, then you got a fucking problem.
Yeah. They got a problem. But what was I gonna ask you? Oh, do you training people?
You said what?
You training people?
Do I be training people?
Yeah. Like getting people in shape.
No. I got a lot of people ask me about being like a personal trainer. I mean, like to be a personal trainer. I mean, like I know what works for me, and like I can give people guidelines, but like you have to have a passion for actually giving a fuck about getting somebody else in shape. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about getting somebody else in shape. And that's the problem. Like, I mean, like if I motivate you and I inspire you, and you ask me a question and I can give you some good advice, like that's good enough for me. But like, I don't have a passion for like trying to like train people. I think a lot of it is like maybe a bunch of the foolishness that I see that comes with it. Because like, I mean, I know I have friends that are personal trainers, you know, and you have to deal with like clients like not showing up or flipping on you, and I don't have the patience for that shit. You know what I mean?
What you think will be this week? Like we all know, the gym, whether it's Planet Fitness, Gold Gym, or whatever, they make their most money. What at the beginning of the year? Right. For signing for membership.
Yep.
Oh, eventually they're gonna fall out. But they make their most money.
Yep.
But I know for the
That New
trainers,
Year's resolution shit.
you said say it again.
The New Year's resolution. After the New Year's resolution, I'm gonna get in shape this year.
Exactly.
Gym in January, February, you can't get on a machine. And by the time April comes, nobody.
Man, let me tell you what. Me, this Mexican dude, we started with a whole bunch of people, right? Tell me why it's just me and him. I only see him in the
See?
like there's other people in the gym, but I'm talking about the people that started with it.
I think what it is. I think what it is. People don't see the result in that month, so they feel like it's not working and it's negative confidence. You know what I mean? You gotta.
I
Like
agree with that.
my friend, right? My friend was bigger than me. He tall, like he big and everything. And by him going to the gym every day, so literally, like he got videos of him when he was big, and now when he cut and skinny, this man lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, God, bro, I said, this is a little fat dude, man. Come on, bro. Bro, I'm proud of him. Like he said, because he been done to working out every day. And that's
Yeah.
like, if you take your break, it's okay to take a break. Take a 2 or 3 day break, but get back in there and work out. While you breaking, you need to make sure you eating right. You know what I mean? So like, it's a marathon. It's not no okay. I'm gonna run here and be finished. No, it's a marathon. It's gonna take time for
Yeah,
you to
it's a
look at
lifestyle.
and see
You
it
can't just
stuff like
do it
that.
Yep.
think you're gonna see the result.
Exactly. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You know,
Exactly.
like I mean, you know, I've been lifting weights since I was 14 years old. I'm 26 now. Like, I didn't get like this overnight. You know,
Right. Exactly.
I have days where I don't want to be in here. You know, especially like doing a cut. You know, you're on calorie deficit, and you know, can't eat this, can't eat that at the time, and you're tired as hell, drained. You know, low energy. You know, because like when I compete, I mean, I get down to like 5% body fat. Like, you know, that shit is it's low. You
So,
know, so
okay,
I
I'm
definitely have my days.
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. What is the best way to get down to like a low percent body fat? Like, besides the dieting, like what exercise?
Um, okay, I'm glad you asked me that. there's this misconception that like if you're losing weight, like say like you train heavy, you know, like say like I don't know, like 6 to 8 reps, and then you start a cut, and it's like, oh okay, well that means everything has to be like 10 to 15 reps, and you know it's kind of like runners. You know, runners are toned, but they don't have a lot of muscle typically. You know, it's kind of the same concept. Like you eat up a lot more muscle because you're essentially like sprinting. And I'm a believer in what puts the muscle on is gonna keep it on. So like if I've built muscle training in like a certain rep range per se, like a heavy weight, then why the fuck am I gonna change that? Just because I'm trying to burn fat off. You know what I mean? Like it's good to throw in those extra rep ranges, but like I wouldn't say just completely change up like that. So I mean, like you really can't get away from the basics. Like squat is cheap. Deadlift, I've never been a fan, so I'll say like barbell rows per se. I'm not a fan of flat bench on the work to this fan, but like I like it on incline. So like basic movements, I mean, I would say keep your weight training like in a moderate range, then like maybe 6 to 10 or 8 to 12. You know, shit like
Okay.
that. Like just like I mean like circuits and like supersets and shit like that. That's fine, but like you don't have to completely change up what you're doing, especially if it's working. You know what I mean?
How know you know how much body fat you got? How you tell?
Um. So like, there's a lot of places like sometimes like you go to a doctor, they can measure it for you. Um. But like even like vitamin places, like they have a machine you can get on it and like measures like your body fat level, your water levels, your muscle ratio. That's usually how I tell. And then kind of like a lot of times now, just like using the mirror, because I mean I've done 4 competitions, so I kind of like know what I look like at a certain range. But just really going and getting the test from either like the vitamin place or going to the doctor and having them measure.
All right, cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna take a side note. This is something that y'all don't be on. Is there what anime like? What animes you watch?
You said what?
What animes do you watch?
What anime do I like?
Yeah. Like, do any animes you watch? Which ones
Uh,
you
well, I mean, I can't get away from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, that is an anime. That's like all-time favorite.
right,
um,
right.
I don't really watch it as much as I used to. I just don't have the time, right? Man, like I do like Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Definitely like Inuyasha. One of my favorites, like funniest shit to me is like Lupin the Third. I don't know if y'all know of a show. It's called what's it called? It's called Fooly Cooly. It's like a 6 episode series, I think. That's one of
Hold
my
on. What's
all
it
time
called again?
favorites. It's called Fooly Cooly, but like a lot of times it's like FLC is like how it's spelled.
Huh.
One of my
Hey,
favorites. It's just funny as hell.
have you heard how you think Kenichi World's strongest disciple?
Have I seen what?
Kenichi, World's strongest disciple.
I haven't seen it. I've only heard of it.
Ooh,
Hey, tell him why he's white.
motivate. So they talk about martial arts and workout they be doing is realistic. You know what I mean? So the anime stick realistic on how train your body and everything. And the martial arts and all that stuff is real. You know what I'm saying? They talk about the Muay Thai, talk about and all that. So and how you can get your body in shape and what you're supposed to do. It's a pretty good it's a pretty good show to watch.
Okay. I'll have to check into that.
It's on Hulu.
Or especially just like something that touches on what's actually realistic. I definitely have to look into that.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I be watching, like when I watch like the old animes, like Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, shows like I used to be fire. I mean, like them working out, One Punch Man, right? I know you heard of
Right.
One Punch Man, and
Oh, of
like,
course.
all right, cool. And One Punch Man, like, I don't know if
One
you,
Punch,
well, you're a bodybuilder, so stuff better
One
than
Punch
that.
Man's bad motherfucker.
That, but that workout routine, people been doing that, and I watch videos. That shit works.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, okay. So you seen the videos as well? Like you see Asian dude, how his body changed, and he's real
Yeah.
frail. Then he got some more. He got a little bit more. He got a little muscle on him. Yeah, that shit was crazy to me.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And the only thing he did was do push up for like a month, ran and did sit up.
Mhm.
That shit,
People underestimate like basic shit like that. Like, even I still do push-ups.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah, got got.
I'm ask you a question though. I'm ask you a question. Now we talking about One Punch Man, right? So
Okay.
if you notice, the niggas who be real cut and buff, they be coming from out of jail. You see what I'm saying? They be all built and everything. So like, why you think that?
Um, Probably because I mean, when I went to jail, I had the opposite effect. Like I lost weight, I lost most of the shit. But I mean, probably because like when you're in there, what else do you really have to do? Especially on lockdown days, because like there's certain days, and it's when the guards get paid to where like you have to be in your cell all day. Like the only time you can come out is like for your meals. That's it. So it's kind of like if you're confined, like what else do you have to do? So you got all that time to do like push-ups and sit-ups and dips and shit, and then that bullshit they feed you in jail. I mean, it's so much like filler and calories. But if you get commissary, people are getting a bunch of noodles. I noticed that when I was locked up. Just strictly having the time to like basically do nothing but eat, sleep, work out consistently.
Now, I had a friend told me he was more healthier when he was in jail than he was when he got. You think that's true?
Um, I could see it. Like, did he have like any habits like where he would smoke or whatnot, or drink
Nah,
or anything like that? No.
nah, it wasn't none of that. It was just, I think he's saying that I don't know I don't know the jail be feeding out feed folks 3 meals a day and they have to eat some real good food and real healthier. I don't know
No,
what's
hell
going
no.
on.
Jail jail food is not healthy. Like jail food is like some of it is kind of like it reminded me of the shit that you get in school. Like like school lunches we get. A lot of that shit reminded me of that. Some of that shit is just nasty. I don't know if you're referring to commissary or not, but like I mean, if you get that, then you can control what you eat per se. Because like when I was locked up, like all I had on my mind was, okay, so how am I going to do this show next summer? And this was I went to jail in October, and I wasn't competing for the first time until like June. So like when I would get commissary, I mean like I was getting like grilled chicken, I was getting rice, I was getting noodles, I was getting like beef, shit like that. Um, like I was still eating pretty healthy. I mean, it could make sense.
Okay. Now, so, like people, still workout videos
Huh?
like that. They give me real.
You said
Hey,
what about
you'll
workout
break up.
videos?
I said, do you recommend people doing like people like workout videos? Do you
Do I
think they work?
recommend people? Do I recommend people do workout videos?
Like people in the family?
You mean like P90X or shit like that? Like little.
Yeah.
You mean do I think stuff like that works? yes, but a lot of times, like yeah, I mean, just the whole change in your activities does help you in the long run. But what people fail to tell you in the videos, and they put it in the fine print, is like you're eating. Because like the most important thing is like changing your eating habits. You know what I mean? So yeah, that shit does work. Like if you don't do any type of cardio activity at all, and then you suddenly get to like doing it every day, yeah, your body's gonna change. But over the long run, I mean, you still need the combination of eating correctly. Like, do you remember? Cause like back in the day, those what was that shit called? The perfect push-up. You know, like those plastic push-up handles, and they would like swivel when you push up and push
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Okay. Remember when I had a pair of those?
Yeah,
So I was like 14 when I got those. And, you know, on TV, you can, oh man, you can do push-ups, you can do dips, you can do sit-ups, all that shit. And when I got the booklet, at the very back of the booklet, it gave me kind of like healthy foods to eat. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird because you know it didn't advertise that. It just advertised the working out part. So I mean, yeah, that shit works, but understand the fine print behind it is you still need to eat adequately to get the full benefit of it. I would say.
exactly.
You know, because like that goes back to me like in my off season, like I said, like I still eat healthy things, but I mean like I'll eat anything. I eat when I want. You know, if I'm hungry, I eat. Versus you know like dieting now, even if I'm not hungry, I'm still eating because I have to keep my metabolism going, and I'd work out, and like I'm still, you know, I still be decently muscular, but like I'm not going to be quite as ripped because the diet isn't the same. You know what I mean? So
Hey, getting back on that vegan stuff, I just got to talking to my sister, and she was saying she don't think that vegan
uh-huh.
diet is good to do on a lifestyle base.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
She said the vegan diet is
Doing
what?
what?
That vegan diet, y'all. You know, we were just talking about the vegan diet and how everybody trying to be vegans and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was saying the same thing. Like she felt like she did it, which was good, but it's not a good thing to continue throughout like a long period of time like
No, no, hell
No,
no. 'Cause,
not
like
because
it's
first of all,
completely
it's
counteracting your
expensive.
body.
It's expensive as hell for one.
Boy.
Like,
Yeah, it is.
like, have you like really just gone out to buy vegan food? Look at the prices of this shit. Try
Yeah.
buying some vegan burgers. What was it? $5.99 for 2 burgers?
Yep. Like even like the organic shit. Like I don't buy like organic food. Some of them taste like shit to me. I'm sorry. So like that, I can just look at it.
Look, I don't think I need my food. Just give me my fish. Like I just got done eating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't eat it fried, but just give me my grilled fish and I'm cool, bro. And some greens.
that. Fried fish.
Yeah, no, I love fish.
Oh shit.
I don't eat it every day
Yeah,
now.
2:30 for both.
Hey, cause your signal messing up. Uh-oh. He got that Gold Gym wireless. But now, Malcolm, you can die. I'm glad she got out. Hold on, how long did she do it? Malcolm,
What you say, cuz?
I said, how long did she do it for?
Hold on.
How long did she do it for?
Month. She said a month.
Okay,
A month? Yeah, that sounds about
it's
right.
like late though. When I looked at her.
To me.
Hey, what'd you say, cousin?
She said she did it for like a month.
Yeah, she did it for a month. Yeah, it's just for a month.
I think that's a pretty adequate amount of time for that type of diet.
Uh-uh. I feel like we eat, like I don't think we should eat meat all the time. Like for what you're doing, you need the protein. You need the nutrients from the meat.
The protein. Yeah.
So, now,
I would say you don't
I'm
need
not
to
doing
eat
what you're
red meat
doing.
all the time.
I'm not eating fish every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating it every other day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I might eat some soup or something like that. You know, but
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I'm pulling that vegan thing. Let me tell you, if I went to some restaurant, talking about $20. Yeah, $20. And I
For
see why.
$20 for what?
Huh? You said what?
$20 for what?
For a
You said what was
sandwich?
$20?
It was like a fish,
Oh hell no.
a fish sandwich. I ain't
Oh
never
no.
got that thing, man. I was like, $20. I said, I
Nah,
see why a lot of people. $20?
kiss my ass. $20.
Exactly. I was like, I could have bought some
Man.
fruit, got me some fish. Like I could have got a combination of things. That money, $1. Why?
135-pound dumbbell.
Ew, that's crazy. Gee.
150-pound dumbbell. That's harder.
I want to ask you, what's the heaviest dumbbell you can lift?
What's the heaviest dumbbell I can do what with?
That you can lift?
I've done, oh God. I remember last year when I was 191 pounds, like, I did the 125s on the flat bench for 5.
Okay.
That shit was heavy.
All right.
Yeah, that shit was heavy.
Let me ask you, kettlebells or dumbbells? Or do they both work? Well,
You said barbells or dumbbells?
Huh?
You said barbells or dumbbells? Or
Yeah.
kettlebells or dumbbells?
Kettlebells or
Which
dumbbells?
one?
Do you
I
think they
prefer
both
dumbbells.
work or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I just prefer dumbbells, probably because it's what I'm used to. Kettlebells typically only go up so heavy, and that's kind of awkward because it's like a handle. So I feel like I feel like you're kind of limited to what you can do with them. But at the same time, like there's things you can do with kettlebells that you can't do with dumbbells. So,
like what?
Okay, like the kettlebell swings, you ain't doing that with a dumbbell.
Hell no.
You ain't doing that shit with a dumbbell.
Hell no.
I mean,
That
like,
shit is awkward anyway.
cool for like walking lunges and shrugs and shit.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't recommend trying to like bench press with kettlebell and stuff.
Hell no.
Alright, so what I got here,
So
I'm doing my back, I got a 110-pound dumbbell.
like you don't do no cardio?
Yes. Yeah, so like especially right now, since I'm cutting, like I start myself off with like 30 minutes of cardio, usually about every day, or at least 6 times a week, because that's how often I train. And then I kind of gauge my body's progress. I'm like, okay, do I need to up the cardio? Can I keep it the same? During my off season, I really don't do cardio much or often. If I do, I do like 20 minutes every other day. But yeah, like right now, I'm definitely doing cardio.
But would you recommend the Stairmaster?
Ooh. You said the
I
treadmill or
hate
the
the
Stairmaster?
Stairmaster, bro. I hate the Stairmaster. It's so good.
The Stairmaster to me is better for burning calories because Stairmaster makes you work harder.
Because I love the Stairmaster.
I love the Stairmaster.
Let me tell you, every time, I don't do it every day, but every time I do it, I at least do it like about 15 minutes on the Stairmaster.
I
love the Stairmaster.
I'm
I
crazy
love
because
it
like
too.
I do the shit after I work out my legs. So like
Okay.
the shit
See,
really hurts, you know.
when I was in the gym, I was, man. I did my cardio first. So either I'll do a couple of miles on the treadmill, or I do the stairmaster. But when I do the stairmaster, I do like 1,000 steps, 1,500. Ooh, cuz I'll be sweating so hard. I'm like, bro, that's all I
No, I
need right
bet.
here. Dang, them
Like for
stairs ain't no joke.
sometimes I do a combination of it, just to kind of mix it up for my body. Okay, because like when Cuz called me earlier, I was on the treadmill. I did 15 minutes, and I get done with this workout. I'm doing my other 15 minutes afterwards. So I'm probably going to do it on the stairmaster. You know, so I like to do shit like that just to like mix it up. The stairmaster for me, I feel like it kind of helps get my legs more separated. You know, like get more detailed to cut. Especially like if you're pushing, like I'm flat-footed. Like, you know, I walk on my fucking heels a lot. So like the stairmaster kind of helps me walk on my toes more, so to say. So like I'm consciously thinking, okay, push through your toes, and it just makes things fire differently. So
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. I have a question to ask you, bro. So,
okay.
which gym do you prefer? The Y, Planet
I was
Fitness?
just about to ask you that. You read my mind.
Okay, my bad, cuz I ain't trying to take over
No,
there.
no, no, go ahead. I just say we have to
I know you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask which gym you prefer to be better.
Hold on, let me get set.
You know, you get that 110 down there. You can't answer no questions.
Okay. Go on. How you doing? Good. So for me, like, I'm not a big fan
Hey, you breaking up. I can't hear you.
No, hold on, you breaking up.
um,
Hold on, you breaking up, man.
it's good for like your average Joe. I don't know.
Hold on. Your phone is breaking up. What gym? All right, I think you're back now.
Oh, let me move sorry.
Hey, we was thinking the same thing. I was just about to ask him that.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I was asking, what gyms do you prefer? Planet Fitness, YMCA, Gold's Gym. Which one is better?
The Y is cool. I haven't been to the Y in forever though. Planet Fitness definitely not for me.
So it's not for you.
I mean, cheap membership. No, and I mean, in theory,
I can't really
like
hear you.
somebody who.
Hey, we
can't really
can't
hear
do
you.
Okay, well. Can you hear me now?
It's a little better.
A little bit. Let me see. The signal in here is ass sometimes.
All right, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Now you can hear me. Okay. But Planet Fitness, like cheap memberships, limited equipment. So it's not for me because like it's a place that I have already outgrown. And then I don't like the idea that, they give the members like free pizza, or in my scenario, they buy
Okay,
pizza.
yes.
But at the same time, it's smart because their crowd is, typically average Joes. They're like, okay, we'll give you pizza. Well, you're kind of defeating the purpose. So, but it's a good way to keep your people coming back because it's keep them fat. They keep coming back. It's cheap. But the heaviest weight is like 60 pounds. Fuck that. Like, you just saw me do one thing. Like, 60 pounds, I've outgrown it. I like Gold. I've never been to one until I came down here. And like, I mean, Gold's has been amazing to me since I've been down here. Like, even like with me competing, like, you know, if I had to bring my food, like they've been nice enough to let me go behind the counter and use like their microwave to heat up my food. And like, I've run across some really cool people. Like, it's a good camaraderie in here. And then like, just the amount of equipment that they have, you know, it's more on my level. And then also Nashville Athletic Club off of Harding Place, like I just ran across that, and I go there because it's close, and they're 24 hours, where Gold is now like open till like 11. And I mean, like that place is fucking hardcore.
Now, what about LA Fitness?
I've never been. It's kind of similar to oh, what's that other one?
Orange Theory?
No, Anytime Fitness, I think. It might be similar to that. Those are cool too. They're just usually like your smaller gyms. You know, I just prefer a place that's like a little bit more like hardcore and like lets me train. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, like I am that person that will drop a weight. You know, I'm not obnoxious, but like I'll grunt and cuss if I have to during a set. You know, like Planet Fitness, you make a noise and they have that stupid ass lunk alarm.
Yeah.
And another reason I do not like Planet Fitness, and I thought it was bullshit until it happened to me. Y'all ever see them stories like where they would like tell people that are in shape like to wear a t-shirt, or they kick somebody out for being too fit?
Whoa.
I never got that.
Yeah, I've never heard it. Go ahead.
There's been a bunch of stories like that, like you see their commercials, like they'll make fun of like bodybuilders, and it's like, okay, because you know we're all meatheads, we're all unintelligent. And I've seen stories where like this one lady got kicked out of Planet Fitness. All she was doing was being on the treadmill, and they kicked her out because she was too fit. And like they don't have squat racks because they're intimidating. So like I went to Planet Fitness. This is 2013. So I was built. I didn't even look like I do now. And it's 87 degrees. I'm not wearing no t-shirt 87 degree weather. And I had on tank top. And like I had this big ass vein in my arm. Had it since I was 14. It ain't going nowhere. So I'm sitting on the bench and I'm just doing dumbbell curls. I'm not making noise. I'm minding my business. So the owner, one of the workers came up to me. He was like, you know, hey, do you have a t-shirt you could put on? I was like, no. Why? It's hot. He was like, well, you're more developed than the average person. I just don't want anybody to get intimidated. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's some liberals. That sound like some liberal.
Like true stories. I shit you not. I'm
What
just like,
the hell?
I'm like, you know what happens when I come in here and I have my shirt off, and especially if I'm getting ready for something, most people look at me and they're like, damn, you know, how did you develop that? You know, it's like, if anything, like, I'm kind of motivating people, like, damn, you know, how did he do that? Versus, oh shit, he's scary.
Well, like you said, they want people to stay fat. They don't want they want them coming back. Because if people really wake up, they be like, all right, you gotta switch membership. You know, we gotta get the goal. You know what I'm saying? Because,
you know, like,
well, I did like the fact that it's 24 hours. That 24 hour helps because you know your time. You know, like sometimes you might not can do every morning or probably every night. That's the only reason I like about it.
I agree, and that's the one thing I hate that Gold has done. It's gone from 24/5 to like closing at 11 every weeknight, and that's why I like Nashville Athletic Club, because it is 24 hours like Gold used to be, and just as hardcore. You know, because like I guess you could say night shift. Like I work usually like 4 in the evening until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I love coming to the gym 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because it's quiet. I have everything to myself, and like my mentality is like I'm sitting here grinding while somebody else is sleeping. So by the time you get up, the work's already done. You got to catch up to me. You know what I mean?
hey, you know, like when I go to work, after I get out work, you know, I get out work at 4:45. But sometimes I stay over to like 5:15, 5:30, just so I'll, you know, after that I'll go sleep. You know what I'm saying? And that's like five something in the morning. Like a little bit before 7. I don't like to be there too long, but I gotta get it in. I gotta get the workout in.
Exactly.
I gotta
You know.
do it. Even
Yep.
though, but you know what's so crazy? After I leave, I be tired when I'm doing work. But after I get to the gym, I really don't be tired.
And I don't either. Like, it's it's just something that's refreshing about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, cause I remember when I used to go. Man, I be feeling sluggish. But as soon as I get done working out, especially like if I did do them steps or my pyramid, man, I feel light on
Right.
my feet. Dang, bro. I'm finna get out here and turn up.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Man, say sometimes I actually feel high when I get done working.
You know what? I agree with that. It's kind of like a high. Like, I think some people think I'm like schizophrenic or some shit when I work out because like if I'm really feeling it, I mean like I have the habit of like talking shit to myself or like sometimes I'll laugh in the middle of a set. And don't shit be funny. It's just like I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? But they probably think that I'm schizo or something.
Nah, you just passionate. This is this something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So when you're passionate about something, you put your all into it, and sometimes
Mhm.
you might laugh. Sometimes you might do workout stuff. Like
Yep.
when I be on the stairmaster, I be on the straight. I know the women be looking at me like, all right, I got to stop. He doing it. I know I got to stop.
Mhm.
So I remember when I was working at a place, bro, I was play so hard. Folks say, "Oh yeah, you own it, bro." And if I come here, I can't play. I like looking at fine girls walk by, but nigga, trying to turn up. Come here, look at them, nigga.
So let me ask you this, man.
Okay.
Because this is what I do, right? Like sometimes, like I'll watch certain videos on YouTube, or like I'll probably watch somebody doing a certain move. Fire the man.
Okay.
Do you ever copy something that you see online or something that you see somebody do at the gym? Be like, maybe I should
Yeah.
put that in my workout.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all the time. Like, like I have my favorites, but I mean, oh yeah, I definitely watch something and be like, that looks cool, and just to get a different feel. So yeah, absolutely.
And my next question it is how often do you change your workout?
Um,
Or
I would say probably every like no, every few weeks or so.
oh,
Like
wow.
I mean, like I kind of do the same thing. Like it could be as simple as like I learned it from seven-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath. Like he was like, sometimes you don't have to change the movements that work for you, but how about just simply changing the order? So I was like, okay, so let's say like I'm doing, I don't know, biceps, and I start with like barbell curl, then I would do like dumbbell curl, and then I would end with like, I don't know, like a rope curl. So like maybe I would do the rope first and do the barbell last. And honestly, something as simple as like changing the order of shit, like makes a crazy difference.
Mm,
And kind of like,
Okay.
okay, kind of
They
like
say
how I was saying to you, like I feel like what put the muscle on is gonna keep it. Like I train pretty much the same way all year round. Like I'm lifting heavy throughout. Like if I'm doing higher reps, I do it too. But like right now, like I do a lot of like supersets, so like back to back. So like that's really the only difference right now. But I would mainly say, like if you have that foundation, you figure out what works for you, then just like switch the order or like put them back to back to back. It's like little subtle changes.
yeah,
It's like
I think I'm a lot different. Like I switch mine up probably every 2 to 3 months. Just so like I can feel like all right, like different. But after a
right.
while, I'll be like, all right, okay, I'm tired of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So like I might watch this YouTube channel. Watch this like Man's Health. Called Man's Health. What they do they go to certain celebrities. So let's say him go to his workout routine. You know, they show you what they be doing and what they do. Very tough. I might watch them at home. I can add some quick too. All right, my workout.
Hey, cuz I got another question to ask you, bro.
All right.
Now, do you work out outside, like do nature stuff outside instead of doing it in the gym all the time?
Not often, and I probably should, like especially like for cardio stuff. I just have more fun like in the gym, like lifting weights. I mean, like I think doing shit outside is really just as good sometimes.
Hey, I got a question for you now. Um,
I can't hear you, cuz.
Did you make your own home gym?
Yeah, I mean that's a good idea because I mean that's where I started. You know, I had a home gym. I remember like a time when I was younger, I was like, I don't want a gym membership because I don't want everybody getting in my way.
Hey, I be getting that. Like we just about the fitness, especially the fitness. Everybody don't man. Everybody on the weights.
Yeah.
Everybody on the man. It be like, I don't know.
This is what pisses me off. If I want a machine and they're just sitting here and they're on the fucking phone, just like for like 5 minutes, just like, what are you doing?
And sometimes they get on their phone.
Like shit, I mean, like I'll walk up behind you and just fucking stand there. I want that machine. You just on your phone, I'll walk up behind you, just stand there, look at you.
Now, all right, let me have one more question for you. How many hours do you work out in the gym? How many hours per month?
You said how does what?
How hours do you work out in the gym typically?
I would say at least a good hour. You do like I would say probably an hour and a half, maybe a little bit closer to 2. Like if you include me doing cardio now.
Oh.
But typically my workouts are like about an hour 15, depending on what I train. Like especially if I'm doing like a full on back day or full on leg day. You know those body parts that are bigger.
Yeah.
You know, like most people, it's good to do the basics. Like most people, they'll just like do some leg extension, do some squat, maybe a little bit of leg press, like one thing of leg curl, and go home. And it's like the way I train and what I train for is at a different scale. So like I'm more conscious of okay, I'm training this body part. I want this to look like that. So like mine is more detail oriented. So since those are bigger parts, like it might take me a little bit longer because I'm doing more things. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's your question. Can you overwork out?
It's kind of a mixed theory because like I think too much of anything after a certain point, you know, ain't good. Like you can definitely tire yourself out. You can maybe do things that kind of hinder your progress. But I mean, like, it's scientifically, like, it's really hard to actually overtrain. The only way I'd say, like, you really could overdo it is if you literally do the same fucking thing every day. Like, there was a guy when I was in gym class my senior year, he would literally come in and, like, bench press every day. And I was like, that's more counterproductive than anything. Because if you do that every day, like, you're just overworking, not just your chest, but, you know, your shoulders, triceps, that's all in there. You know, like, if you don't give your body that break, it's going to be like, okay, we do this shit every day. Why should I adapt? And then you're going to be sore.
Like, you lift them weights, but that shit hurt.
I know. So it's kind of like, not only are you sore, but you're not doing shit anymore. So it's like, it takes a lot to actually overtrain. But You know, just kind of like if your body is like ridiculously sore, you probably need a rest.
Okay. And how many times you work out? You know, how many times you work out
A week or a day?
a week?
Uh, I would probably say 6 days. Like I tried to do 6 days in a row and have one day off just recently. My body was not having it. And I don't know if it's because I haven't done it in a while or because I'm not 22 anymore. You know, I'm 26. It makes a difference. But typically what I do is like 3 days in a row, one day off, 3 days in a row, one day, like, so a 3 on, 1 off. That's worked for me because I've been able to hit everything adequately, have that rest day, and then like be ready again.
Yeah.
That works for me. You know, some people like they'll just train 5 days in a row, have 2 days off. I don't like that because I like to train. Like I can't have 2 days in a row off. Like it makes me fucking crazy. Um, but I mean now since I'm doing a competition or getting ready for one potentially, even on a day if I don't lift weights, I'm still doing cardio. You know what I mean?
So
You know.
what's the competition that you're getting ready for right now?
So it's called the NPC Natural Indianapolis. So it's obviously in Indianapolis, and it will be on November 9th. And like I said, like originally, like I was doing just like a 4 week cut just to kind of see how my body would react to certain diets that I thought of, just based off of like my experience with dieting. And so far, you know, so good. And then I realized, you know, 8 weeks after I would get done with this cut, there's a show in Indianapolis, and there's like 8 people from my hometown, which is 2 hours away from there, that are going to be doing it. So it's kind of like one of those close to home type things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, well, why not? And I thought about it. Even if I do that show, like I'll have 2 months of downtime before I would have to go, you know, balls to the wall, 100% ready to prepare for the St. Louis show. So even if I do this show, I would have adequate enough downtime to get ready for the next. Because in 2017, the last show that they had in my hometown, that's the one that I wanted to do. And then there was a show in Evansville, Indiana, that was like 14 weeks before that one that I did. And I did it for fun. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I just wanted to do it for fun. But for some reason, like, I just didn't really get enough adequate downtime in between shows. It's kind of like I got a week break, and then like for 12 weeks I had to jump right back on the horse. So like mentally it took away from me, and then like I didn't trust the process, and like I was like, oh shit, my diet's not working, this isn't working, and I've changed up everything. So by the time that show came around, I completely like botched that one. So like I was not in shape at all for that show.
Damn.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing is that's the show that I really wanted to do.
What damn?
Right. You know, so it's like I don't want to make that mistake again. But I should have just trusted the process. You know, it's like when you do something like this, it comes down to discipline and having the mindset. Like, because a lot of times, you know, like I said, you're gonna hit those plateaus, and I kind of freaked out. You know, it's like shit, and I should have just, you know, kept doing what I was doing, stayed on track, followed the course, and I changed up everything and fucked myself up.
Right.
But, you know, I just took it as a lesson. It's like, okay, it sucks, but, you know,
Right.
it was a lesson. And now, you know, doing 2 shows back to back potentially, I know what to do. So, I mean, it's all good.
All right. Let's see. Hey, Malcolm, you got anything you want to ask him?
I think that's about it. I'm trying to think. I think that's about it.
Ooh, shit.
All right. Thank you for coming on. I'm
Huh?
gonna put this up later on and send it to you.
All right.
All right, we out there.
Do you got a